Welcome, everyone, to a journey into the transformative world of public speaking, a skill that not only propels professional and personal growth, but also bridges the gap between ideas and impactful action. Today, we'll dive deep into Dale Carnegie's timeless guide, The Art of Public Speaking, a book that has inspired countless individuals to overcome the fear of speaking in public and to communicate their thoughts with clarity and passion. Carnegie's work is not merely a manual on rhetoric, but a comprehensive blueprint for transforming apprehension into authenticity, ensuring that every speech becomes a memorable conversation rather than a nerve-wracking performance. From the very first pages, Carnegie captivates the reader with the promise that public speaking is an art accessible to all, regardless of natural ability or innate talent. His approach is refreshingly optimistic, grounded in the idea that with careful preparation, practice, and a genuine desire to connect with others, anyone can master the art of influencing, persuading, and inspiring audiences. This is the hook of Carnegie's philosophy. Public speaking is not the exclusive domain of orators born with silver tongues, but a skill that can be nurtured in every one of us. He invites us to shatter the myth of a natural-born speaker and to embrace the discipline of practice, self-reflection, and continuous learning. Carnegie's purpose in writing The Art of Public Speaking is clear: to demystify the mechanics of effective communication and to empower individuals to express themselves confidently. He lays out a framework that not only addresses the structural components of a speech, such as organization, opening, body, and conclusion, but also the crucial underlying elements that bring a presentation to life. The book emphasizes that the success of a speech does not depend solely on the content, but also on the speaker's ability to deliver it with conviction, sensitivity, and acute awareness of the audience's expectations. Carnegie's ultimate objective is to help people develop a mindset where they see each public speaking opportunity as a platform to share ideas, forge connections, and leave a lasting impact. One of the key principles Carnegie stresses is the importance of thorough preparation. The process begins with a deep understanding of your topic and an earnest commitment to mastering it. When you know your subject inside out, the uncertainty that fuels nervousness starts to fade, replaced by a quiet assurance that allows your passion to shine through. Preparation is the foundation upon which a compelling and authentic presentation is built. Carnegie argues that each step, from researching your material to organizing your thoughts into a clear, coherent narrative, plays a critical role in bolstering your confidence and enhancing your credibility in front of an audience. A significant pillar in Carnegie's teachings is the practice of understanding and connecting with your audience. He reminds us that public speaking is not about putting on a show for passive listeners. It's about engaging with people who bring their own experiences, expectations, and curiosity to the room. By tailoring your message to resonate with the audience, you create an environment of mutual respect and shared purpose. This connection is forged through the use of relatable stories, vivid examples, and an honest dialogue that speaks directly to the concerns and aspirations of those listening. Carnegie's emphasis on audience awareness transforms a monologue into a dynamic exchange, fostering a sense of community and participation. Another foundational concept in Carnegie's book is the art of delivery. Beyond the words themselves, how you say them, your tone, pace, gestures, and facial expressions can significantly alter the impact of your message. Carnegie's insights on vocal modulation and body language provide practical tools to overcome the rigidity and anxiety that often accompany public speaking. He suggests that the fluidity of a well-delivered speech can captivate an audience, making complex ideas accessible and stirring the emotions needed to inspire action. In essence, effective delivery is the bridge between a well-constructed argument and the audience's receptivity to that argument. In today's fast-paced world, where first impressions are often formed in moments, Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking remains a vital resource. It challenges us to face our fears, to hone our abilities, and to approach every speaking opportunity with the mindset of a lifelong learner. By embracing the principles of thorough preparation, audience engagement, and effective delivery, we not only improve our public speaking skills, but also enhance our overall communication prowess, leading to richer, more meaningful interactions in all areas of life. So, whether you're an aspiring leader, a seasoned professional, or someone who simply wants to communicate more effectively, let Carnegie's wisdom inspire you. Prepare diligently, connect authentically, and deliver passionately. and you will find that the art of public speaking is indeed an art that can transform your world. Welcome to our in-depth exploration of the first chapter of Dale Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking, titled Overcoming the Fear of Public Speaking. In this chapter, Carnegie addresses one of the most common obstacles that hinder people from effectively sharing their ideas, the paralyzing fear of standing in front of an audience. He begins by acknowledging that the sensation of fear in public speaking is natural. By identifying the roots of this fear, whether it is the dread of being judged, the anxiety over making mistakes, or simply the vulnerability of exposing one's thoughts, Carnegie reassures his readers that overcoming this challenge is not only possible, but also a necessary step toward becoming a confident communicator. Carnegie emphasizes that recognizing and understanding this fear is the first major step toward conquering it. He explains that many individuals are trapped by their own negative perceptions and anticipation of failure long before they even step onto the stage. This internal dialogue often spirals into physical manifestations of nervousness, such as shaky hands, rapid heartbeat, or a choked voice. By bringing these feelings into conscious awareness, speakers can begin to address and diffuse them. The chapter invites readers to observe their fears without judgment, to understand that these responses are common, and to realize that mastery over public speaking is rooted in the same principles used to tackle other life challenges. Once the fear is acknowledged, Carnegie advocates for thorough preparation and meticulous planning as the antidote to anxiety. He argues that a well-prepared speech not only boosts confidence, but also transforms the act of public speaking from a daunting performance into an engaging conversation. This preparation involves extensive research, organizing thoughts clearly, and structuring the speech in a coherent manner. By investing time in understanding the subject matter, speakers can shift their focus away from self-consciousness to a genuine desire to share valuable insights with their audience. Carnegie advises that when you prepare thoroughly, you transform the speech into something that belongs to you, making it much easier to speak with authority and passion. Moreover, Carnegie recommends practicing relentlessly as a core component of overcoming fear. This preparation often involves rehearsing in front of a mirror or recording one's practice sessions, allowing the speaker to refine tone, body language, and pacing. The more one practices, the more familiar the material becomes, and with familiarity comes a reduction in anxiety. Through repeated exposure to the act of public speaking in controlled environments, the brain gradually begins to rewire the instinctive fear response into a sense of calm readiness. This process, Carnegie notes, is akin to training any other skill through repetition and persistence. In addition to physical preparation, Carnegie introduces various psychological strategies aimed at transforming one's mindset about public speaking. One powerful psychological tip is the reframing of nervous energy. Instead of viewing the physiological signs of nervousness, such as butterflies in the stomach, as indicators of impending failure, Carnegie encourages speakers to interpret these sensations as signs of energy and readiness. This shift in perspective can convert anxiety into a source of positive adrenaline that fuels a dynamic performance. Furthermore, he advises the adoption of positive self-talk. By replacing negative thoughts with affirmations of competence and success, speakers can build a mental framework that supports confidence, even in the face of initial hesitation. Another psychological approach suggested by Carnegie is the visualization of success. He recommends that individuals mentally picture themselves delivering a flawless speech before an engaged and appreciative audience. This mental rehearsal acts as a powerful motivator, reducing the intensity of the fear response during the actual event. By visualizing positive outcomes, the speaker creates a mental script for success that is reinforced through both preparation and experience. Carnegie's insights here are underpinned by the understanding that the mind, when conditioned with a series of positive images and affirmations, becomes a formidable tool in overcoming the natural fear of public speaking. In essence, the chapter Overcoming the Fear of Public Speaking offers a holistic approach to tackling the inherent anxiety that accompanies public performance. By first acknowledging the fear, then preparing and planning meticulously, and finally applying psychological techniques to reshape one's mindset, speakers can break free from the constraints of anxiety. Dale Carnegie's clear and empathetic advice in this chapter not only demystifies the process of conquering one's fears, but also lays a strong foundation for engaging, confident, and persuasive public communication. Through discipline, practice, and a positive mindset, anyone can transform the intimidating prospect of public speaking into an opportunity for personal growth and impactful dialogue. In the second chapter of Dale Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking, titled Speech Structure and Content Creation, this chapter is a masterclass in designing a clear, coherent, and compelling presentation that captures the attention of your audience and communicates your message effectively. Carnegie stresses that the structure of your speech is the framework upon which your entire presentation is built. Without a solid framework, even the most insightful and engaging content can become lost in a jumble of ideas. To prevent this, he emphasizes that every speech should be constructed with a clear introduction, a well-developed body, and a conclusive ending that resonates with the listeners. In his discussion on the introduction, Carnegie explains that the opening of your speech is like the front door to your ideas. It is where you set the tone and establish the foundation for what is to come. A compelling introduction should capture the audience's attention immediately, engaging them with an intriguing anecdote, a provocative question, or a surprising fact. This initial moment is crucial because it not only establishes your credibility as a speaker, but also creates an immediate connection with your audience. Carnegie encourages speakers to view the introduction as a promise to the audience. It must outline the main points and signal that valuable insights are coming, thereby ensuring that the listeners remain invested in every word that follows. Moving into the body of the speech, Carnegie emphasizes the importance of clear organization and logical flow. The body is where your ideas are fleshed out, arguments are made, and evidence is presented in support of your thesis. Here, the strategic use of evidence and statistics plays a pivotal role. Carnegie advocates for meticulous preparation in gathering reliable data, examples, and anecdotes that bolster your message. When you present evidence, be it through statistics, stories, or credible sources, you provide the substance needed to convince your audience of your points. The speaker's role is to weave these elements together in a way that feels natural and insightful, ensuring that each piece of evidence complements the overall narrative while contributing to a persuasive argument. Carnegie's approach to content preparation goes further than merely compiling a list of facts. He insists that clarity and conciseness are paramount. Every sentence and paragraph in your speech should contribute directly to your central message. This involves eliminating unnecessary details that might distract from the main themes, and instead focusing on the precise articulation of your ideas. Carnegie explains that when content is clear and concise, it allows the audience to follow along effortlessly and remember the key points long after the speech is over. In this way, a well-prepared speech is not a collection of disparate facts, but a streamlined, persuasive argument that keeps the audience engaged and enlightened. Another critical component of content creation highlighted by Carnegie is the art of storytelling. Effective storytelling is not merely about entertaining, it is about creating relatable scenarios that illustrate your ideas and bring them to life. Through vivid narratives and personal experiences, you can make abstract concepts tangible and complex data more accessible. Carnegie argues that stories have the inherent power to evoke emotions, making the content more memorable and the message more impactful. By integrating storytelling into your speech, you not only capture the attention of your audience, but also facilitate a deeper connection, allowing the listeners to see themselves in the narratives you present. Furthermore, the incorporation of data and evidence is discussed as a crucial element that must be balanced carefully with narrative flow. While statistics and hard facts can reinforce your message, their true value is unlocked when they are intertwined with compelling stories that contextualize the data. Carnegie suggests that effective public speakers do not simply bombard their audience with numbers. Instead, they interpret the data and explain its significance in a manner that is both accessible and relevant. This delicate balance ensures that your message is both rational and heartfelt, striking a chord with both the analytical and emotional sides of your audience. Throughout the chapter, Carnegie reiterates that structure and content creation are not separate tasks, but interconnected processes that feed off each other. A well-structured speech serves as the backbone for incorporating clear, concise, and persuasive content, while well-prepared content, in turn, reinforces the strength of the overall structure. The thoughtful arrangement of ideas, from a captivating introduction to an evidentially supported body and a persuasive conclusion, ensures that your message is not only heard but also remembered. By following the guidelines laid out in this chapter, speakers are equipped with the tools needed to transform their speeches into powerful vehicles for communication. Carnegie's insights remind us that every well-delivered speech is the result of a deliberate process of preparation, where structure and content are meticulously planned and artfully executed. Through clarity, conciseness, and the strategic use of storytelling and data, you can craft speeches that resonate with your audience, inspire action, and leave a lasting impact on everyone who listens. Thank you for joining me as we unpack these essential elements of speech structure and content creation. As you incorporate these principles into your own public speaking endeavors, you will discover that the art of public speaking is not an insurmountable challenge, but a refined skill that can be mastered through practice, preparation, and passion. In the third chapter of Dale Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking, titled Presentation Skills and Body Language. In this chapter, Carnegie illuminates how the art of speaking well extends far beyond the words on the page. It involves harnessing the power of voice, mastering body language, and crafting an engaging presence that resonates with the audience. Carnegie's insights here are as practical as they are transformative, offering time-tested techniques to elevate the overall effectiveness of your delivery. Central to effective public speaking is the control of your voice. Carnegie asserts that clear pronunciation is fundamental. When your words are enunciated sharply, your message is communicated without ambiguity. This clarity serves as the cornerstone of understanding, ensuring that every listener, regardless of their background, can grasp your ideas. Alongside clarity, Carnegie emphasizes the importance of vocal variety. A monotonous tone can quickly lull even the most attentive audience into disengagement, whereas varying your pitch, pace, and volume can transform a simple speech into a dynamic performance. This modulation helps in accentuating key points, drawing the audience's attention to important ideas, and imbuing your presentation with a natural rhythm that makes the delivery both captivating and memorable. Beyond the power of the voice lies the equally critical realm of body language. Carnegie contends that your physical presence on stage, your posture, gestures, and eye contact speaks volumes before you utter a single word. Effective eye contact creates a direct line of communication between you and your audience, fostering a sense of connection and trust. It reassures listeners that you are not only speaking at them, but engaging with them on a personal level. Maintaining an upright, confident posture enhances this connection, projecting an image of credibility and authority that underpins your spoken message. Gesture usage also plays a crucial role. Carnegie explains that natural, purposeful movements can underscore the content of your speech and help emphasize the emotions and ideas you wish to convey. Whether it is a deliberate hand gesture to highlight a significant point, or a shift in stance to denote a change in subject, these movements ensure that your body language complements your verbal expression. Moreover, stage presence is not just about controlled movements but about how you carry yourself with confidence and ease. Being aware of your movement and positioning on stage allows you to command the space, engaging the audience, and mitigating any distractions that might otherwise detract from your message. Carnegie also delves into several effective communication strategies that integrate both vocal and physical techniques with the overall content of your presentation. One such strategy is the emphasis on audience engagement. True to his belief that speaking is fundamentally a dialogue, Carnegie advocates for techniques that invite audience participation. This might involve posing thought-provoking questions relating to common experiences or using brief interludes that allow listeners to reflect on what has been shared. The goal is to transform the communication experience into an interactive process rather than a one-sided performance, ensuring that the audience feels valued and involved. Another critical element discussed in this chapter is the power of inspiring stories. According to Carnegie, storytelling is an invaluable tool for public speakers because it breathes life into data and abstract concepts. When you weave a narrative that reflects real-life experiences and emotions, you create a tangible context that makes complex ideas more accessible and relatable. Inspiring stories not only capture the audience's imagination but also serve as memorable illustrations of the points you wish to emphasize. They create a shared sense of empathy and commonality that can transform a mundane presentation into an uplifting, motivational experience. Integrating these elements, voice control, body language, and engaging communication techniques, requires both practice and self-awareness. Carnegie emphasizes that effective speakers continuously hone their skills by rehearsing in front of mirrors, recording their practice sessions, and observing the responses of varied audiences. This reflective process helps in refining both the verbal and nonverbal aspects of the presentation, ensuring that each component of your delivery is aligned with the intended impact. Ultimately, Carnegie's message in this chapter is one of empowerment. He makes it clear that mastery of presentation skills is not an esoteric talent reserved for a select few, but a set of techniques that anyone can learn and perfect with dedication and practice. By taking conscious control of your voice through clear pronunciation and dynamic expression, by utilizing body language to create a strong stage presence, and by engaging your audience with thoughtful interaction and compelling stories, you can elevate your public speaking from a mere act of communication to a powerful tool for influence and connection. As we explore these essential aspects of presentation skills and body language, as outlined in Carnegie's seminal work, embracing these principles will not only enhance the effectiveness of your speeches, but also transform the way you connect with every audience you address, leaving a lasting impression every time you step onto the stage. In the fourth chapter of Dale Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking, titled Preparation and Adaptation During the Speech, in this chapter, Carnegie underscores that while being well prepared is the cornerstone of any successful speech, the true mastery of public speaking comes from the ability to adapt in real time. His insights guide us through a process that begins long before stepping onto the stage and continues through the dynamic moments of live interaction with an audience. Carnegie stresses that effective preparation is the first essential step in any public speaking endeavor. This preparation is not limited solely to the content of the speech, but also encompasses the mental and physical readiness of the speaker. He advocates spending ample time researching the topic, organizing thoughts clearly, and structuring the speech in a logical framework. The careful crafting of an introduction, body, and conclusion, combined with the selection of appropriate evidence and illustrative examples, creates a solid foundation. Through diligent practice, the speaker internalizes the speech content so that it becomes second nature. This level of preparation reduces anxiety and allows the speaker to focus on delivering a compelling message rather than worrying about what comes next. Carnegie is adamant that preparation is the means by which uncertainty is replaced with confidence, turning potential stumbling blocks into stepping stones toward persuasive communication. As essential as preparation is the art of adaptation during the speech, Carnegie reminds us that every audience is unique, comprising individuals with diverse backgrounds, experiences, and expectations. Recognizing this diversity is crucial for effective communication. A prepared speaker must be perceptive enough to gauge the audience's reactions, both verbal and nonverbal, and adjust their delivery accordingly. For instance, if an audience seems particularly engaged by a specific anecdote or example, the speaker might decide to elaborate further, drawing more connections to the central message. Conversely, if a certain part of the speech is not resonating as expected, a flexible speaker can pivot, introduce a fresh example, or shift the tone to recapture the audience's attention. Carnegie's approach is not rigid. Rather, it embraces the reality that even the best prepared speeches may need on-the-spot modifications to suit the immediate context and energy of the audience. Timeliness is another crucial element in the art of adaptation. Carnegie encourages speakers to use timely examples that reflect current events or relatable scenarios that the audience is familiar with. This responsiveness not only makes the speech more relevant, but also helps in building a stronger connection with the audience. When examples are drawn from recent experiences or popular culture, they can illuminate complex points in a way that is accessible and compelling. By weaving in these timely references, the speaker demonstrates an awareness of the present moment and reinforces the practicality and immediacy of their ideas. In addition to the live aspects of adaptation, Carnegie places significant emphasis on the review and feedback process, a practice that is invaluable in the journey to becoming a masterful public speaker. After delivering a speech, it is important to engage in a thorough review. Carnegie recommends recording your speeches, when possible, and analyzing both your verbal and nonverbal communication. This self-review allows you to spot patterns, identify moments of strength, and recognize areas where improvement is needed. Reviewing recordings can reveal subtle habits or unnecessary pauses that might have distracted from the overall message. In essence, it provides a mirror through which you can honestly assess your performance and plan targeted improvements. Beyond self-assessment, Carnegie highlights the importance of seeking external feedback. Constructive criticism from peers, mentors, or even members of the audience can offer fresh perspectives that you might have overlooked. Feedback should be viewed as a gift, a tool for growth that can help you refine your delivery and content for future presentations. By integrating suggestions and observations into your practice routine, you can continue to evolve as a speaker. Carnegie's iterative process of preparation, adaptation during the speech, and post-delivery review creates a feedback loop that not only boosts competence, but also instills a sense of continual progress and confidence. Throughout this chapter, Carnegie's message is clear. The journey to effective public speaking is ongoing and multifaceted. It begins with intensive preparation, a discipline that transforms nebulous ideas into a clear, compelling speech. It then requires the agility to adapt in real time, ensuring that every word and gesture resonates with a diverse audience. Finally, it calls for a commitment to learning from each experience through detailed review and open receptivity to feedback. By internalizing these principles, you embark on a path that takes you beyond simply memorizing lines and routines. Instead, you become a dynamic communicator, ready to pivot as circumstances demand, all while continuously refining your skills through thoughtful evaluation. As you apply these strategies, you will not only increase your confidence but also deepen the impact of your message, ultimately transforming every speaking opportunity into a meaningful dialogue with your audience. Thank you for joining this exploration of preparation and adaptation in public speaking as envisioned by Dale Carnegie. Embrace these techniques and watch your ability to engage, inspire, and connect with your audience flourish. As we draw the journey of Dale Carnegie's The Art of Public Speaking to a close, we are reminded that the true essence of effective communication lies in our ability to connect, engage, and inspire. The concluding message of this influential work is not merely a summary of techniques or a checklist of speaking tips. It is a call to embrace public speaking as a life skill, a vehicle for personal growth, and a means to forge meaningful relationships with our audiences. Carnegie's timeless wisdom teaches us that the art of public speaking is within everyone's reach, and that through dedicated preparation, practice, and adaptation, even the most daunting challenges can transform into opportunities for expression and leadership. Carnegie's final message is one of empowerment. He encourages us to view every speaking opportunity, whether in a formal setting or an everyday conversation, as a chance to hone our skills and build our confidence. The book gently dismantles the myth of the natural-born speaker, arguing instead that clear structure, persuasive content, and dynamic delivery are the result of deliberate effort and continuous learning. By committing to the process of preparation, researching thoroughly, organizing ideas logically, and practicing relentlessly, we build the foundation upon which confidence is constructed. Carnegie's approach reveals that when we are well prepared, we are less susceptible to the fear and anxiety that often accompany public speaking, and more capable of conveying our ideas with authenticity and clarity. An equally important aspect of Carnegie's philosophy is the art of adaptation during the speech. He reminds us that every audience is unique, composed of individuals who bring their own experiences, expectations, and emotions into the room. This understanding calls for a flexibility that allows speakers to adjust their message, tone, and delivery style to ensure it resonates on a personal level with each listener. The ability to gauge audience reactions in real time and modify one's approach accordingly is not a mark of inconsistency, but of a refined communicator who values connection over rigid performance. This adaptability reinforces the idea that public speaking is not a one-way monologue, but a dynamic dialogue that thrives on responsiveness and engagement. Carnegie also underscores the importance of effective body language and vocal control. The way we present ourselves, our posture, gestures, and eye contact can have an immense impact on the reception of our message. A well-modulated voice that varies in tone and pace can draw listeners in and keep them captivated, while confident body language underpins the message with credibility and strength. These tools serve not just to enhance the clarity of our words, but to establish an emotional rapport with our audience. It is through this delicate interplay of verbal content and nonverbal cues that we truly connect with others, transcending the boundaries of simple information exchange. In the final analysis, the heart of the art of public speaking is a testament to the transformative power of communication. Carnegie reminds us that public speaking is not merely a professional skill, but a gateway to personal evolution. Each step taken to improve one's public speaking ability, whether through deliberate practice, critical self-reflection via recordings, or the incorporation of feedback from others, propels us toward becoming more effective leaders in every sphere of our lives. The power to speak clearly and confidently is, in many ways, the power to influence, motivate, and inspire change in ourselves and in the world around us. As you move forward in life, consider embracing the continuous nature of learning that Carnegie so passionately advocates. Begin by setting aside time each day to practice your speaking skills, even if it is in front of a mirror or with a small group of trusted friends. Use every conversation as a chance to experiment with clear articulation, expressive gestures, and engaging storytelling. Remember that the improvement of these skills is a gradual process, and each attempt is a stepping stone toward greater self-assurance and effectiveness. Another suggestion is to seek out environments where you can put your skills to the test. Whether it is joining a public speaking club, volunteering to present at community events, or simply challenging yourself to speak up more in meetings, these opportunities will help you grow. Surround yourself with a supportive network of peers who are also working towards similar goals. Their insights and constructive feedback can be invaluable in your journey. Additionally, make the most of available tools such as video recordings and self-assessment techniques, which allow you to review and refine your performance continually. Finally, approach every speaking occasion as a chance to inspire not only others, but also yourself. Let each experience, whether successful or fraught with challenges, serve as a lesson that fortifies your resolve and deepens your understanding of effective communication. Remember that the art of public speaking is intertwined with the art of living. It calls upon us to be present, to listen actively, and to express our thoughts with honesty and clarity. In mastering public speaking, we not only enhance our professional capabilities, but also enrich our personal interactions, paving the way for a life filled with greater expression, connection, and influence. By internalizing the principles laid out in this seminal book, you are well equipped to traverse the complexities of human communication. Embrace the challenge, remain persistent in practice, and never cease to adapt and learn. In doing so, you will not only become a more compelling public speaker, but also a more effective and empathetic individual, capable of making a meaningful impact in both your personal and professional life.